Hi, I'm Greg Hyland, and welcome to my weekly video blog, Critical Tips. This week, we'll attempt to demystify surface tension, specifically understanding why it's important to understand surface tension. Well, let's define what surface tension is. What we mean when we say surface tension is if we take a surface and we have particles on that surface, the particles naturally tend to cling to the surface. So you need a way to release the particles from the surface so that you can effectively remove them so that your surface is clean. So there are two basic methods to removing particles and to releasing the surface tension. The first is what I'll refer to as mechanical, and the second is liquid. So an example of mechanically removing particles, releasing the surface tension, would be the Scotch-Brite pad. And if we zoom into the Scotch-Brite pad, you can see it has a very aggressive texture to it. So even if we don't saturate this Scotch-Brite pad, if we rub the pad on a surface, we're going to remove particles through a mechanical action. Option 1. Option 2 would be to take a paper towel and to wet the paper towel. By wetting the paper towel, the liquid causes the particles to be released from the surface so they're floating. And so wetting a substrate or using a substrate that has an aggressive texture are the two options. Let's talk specifically about cleanroom options. When we look into cleanroom wipers, one of the most common substrates is a non-woven substrate. The non-woven would be the equivalent to the paper towel in your home. Non-woven, and if we zoom in on this, you can see a non-woven wipe is not dissimilar to a paper towel because they're both from a cellulose or a wood pulp basis. The non-woven has polyester to give it a little bit more strength. But the performance characteristics are similar. There's not an abrasive to it like the Scotch-Brite, so this is going to be effective at releasing the particles if it's properly saturated, but it's not going to do a good job of capturing the particles within the wiper substrate. The best solution for addressing surface tension and how to remove particles is a combination of mechanical action and a pre-wetted solution. And what that equates to is polyester substrate. If we look at the polyester substrate under close magnification, we can see that the polyester has a weave pattern to it. And within the weave, there is a grid that is going to capture the particles. So if we properly pre-wet the polyester, we're going to have the liquid that's going to act as a releasing agent, so the particles are going to float off the surface, and then the weave pattern of the polyester wiper is going to capture them. So why surface tension is important? It's important to understand that of their own, particles will tend to cling to the surface that they're on. The most effective way to remove those particles is to get the best 1-2 punch. Have the most effective mechanical action, and again, this is a very aggressive mechanical action. This wouldn't be appropriate for a clean room because it's going to leave behind particles. So you want to have an aggressive pattern that isn't going to shed with the proper moisture that's going to release those particles. Thank you.